Hey guys, what's up? Legomnews here. Welcome to my first and most likely final showcase of 2021 to celebrate today's launch of Spider-Man No Way Home. And for this showcase video, I got Spider-Man in his new integrated suit and Alfred Molina's Dr. Octopus. Now Green Goblin and Electro will be their own separate showcases because it would be too long of a video. I know Andrew Garfield and Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man are not here. We don't even know if they're going to show up in the movie or not, most likely. But I didn't want to make them because that would have been too much work for me and too much webbing for me to paint. But we'll see. So, and just to let you know that I have been spending more than at least a month and a half working on these figures. So, hit that subscribe button, like this video, and let's get started. Now starting off with Spider-Man. Now just to let you all know that these figures were a lot of work. So Spider-Man and his new Iron Spider-Man integrated suit. I knew exactly how I was going to make this figure, and that was just going to be all paint work itself. So starting off with the head. The head was, I was a bit scared on painting the head, and it was mostly just the webbing I was really scared about. Then I got inspiration from NGF Customs Spider-Man PS4 Spider-Man figure, and it had a pretty good webbing design, so I used that as my main reference and inspiration for the head. It turned out pretty darn cool, man. Like the back and like the side of it, basically all the webbing around the head is really clean. The eyes may look a bit odd, but I personally don't mind. That's just my opinion. The torso and the back of the torso was also 100% hand painted by me. The entire figure was hand painted by me with all that painted detail on the Iron Spider. The Iron Spider logo was a bit tough for me to do because, like, it has such a unique shape that it's kind of hard to paint onto a Lego minifigure. And that when I didn't want the legs to be so thick because I wanted room for the webbing around here. But I decided to go the thinner route, and it works, man. It works. And the back, of course, is painted by me. The back was more challenging than the front, to be honest, because the logo on the back was not fun at all to do. The arms are fully painted or fully painted by me, and I can just get them off. I actually had a very fun time painting the arms, and like I was able to paint these like at least in an hour, man. Like because they're not really symmetrical. They're not really symmetrical. But I personally don't mind. The gold web shooters here were going to be 3D elements, but I decided not to because I did not want to sculpt or add anything onto this figure because I think paint work would have just made it look cleaner all the way. Now moving on to the legs. The legs are also painted, of course. And I would say the most challenging part of the legs had to be this section. Like, this section made me want to pull my hair out. Like, it was just so annoying. And I did recently repaint the leg design because I had kind of had an inaccurate design. So I decided to change it. And I painted the figure before Hot Toys released their figure, and it was definitely not fun. The detail on the legs do wrap around all four sides on the minifigure's legs, with the gold outlining running. It does run around all four sides of the minifigure's legs, and you can see all the paint detail on these legs, which is absolutely insane, and it just shows how much I've improved from September of 2020, because that's when I first started customizing. Like, this is just an insane figure, and he does have an accessory, that being the Iron Spider pincers. I don't know if he's gonna have these in the movie. I really don't, but Hot Toys had it, so like, and they kind of look cool. And I was not gonna paint any detail on them because, man, that would just been insanity for me. So I can just get them on. Right here, and they do look cool, man. I originally had 4 pieces of these 4 pieces. I originally had 4, but I couldn't find the other one, or, I mean the other 2. So I decided just to go with this route, and I mean it works, man. It works, and this piece does not ruin the paint on the back. I tried it multiple times, and it works. And before we close off this segment, the hands do have painted detail, of course. Painted that like in 20 minutes or so, and hit them with sealer so that they won't tear off from the minifigure's hands. So yeah, that's going to be it for Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Man, dude, Tom Holland has embodied Peter Parker, like, I would say, better than Andrew or Toby. That's just my opinion. He might have a different one. And I can't wait to see his story continue in the MCU. And I'm moving on to Alfred Molina's Dr. Octopus. I was having trouble on how I was going to make this figure, and it mostly was the trench coat and the tentacles I was having trouble with. And I managed to pull those things off using a few different techniques. So, before we talk about the figure itself, I need to talk about these tentacles, because they're the coolest part of this figure. So, let's move Dr. Octopus to the side there, and talk about these tentacles. Now, I want to give a huge thank you to my younger sibling, my younger sister, for helping me make these tentacles, and especially the pincers. She helped a lot. Now the arms were basically like a knockoff. Dr. Octopus arms are like knockoff ones that I basically painted gray, then used a mixed color of gunmetal, then weathered it, then like painted the gold rims, then weathered like with a antique dirty gold, like gold mixed with bronze, something like that, I don't know. And then like gave it a black wash. And the tentacles were insanity because there were studs on them. And and this is actually the part that my younger sibling helped me in, that we basically sanded the studs off. And whatever excess left there was, I had to sand it or use a X-Acto blade, like, to cut it off. And that was insanity. And then I had to at least apply 3 layers of black and then paint them gray. Like, I would say maybe 6 coats of paint on these because they were so rough. I mean, they still have they still do kind of have a rough texture onto them, but whatever. And like, there is some painted detail on these 2, and I didn't want to paint on these 2 because it was like a mixed color, and like I always keep forgetting to put mixed colors in containers so I can save them for later. And they do and the tentacles do have red studs in them for like the red lights, and they are able to grab on to different things. And you can clearly see that here on all 4 of them. You can just open them all and see that on all 4 of them right here. And my God, dude, they look pretty dang menacing. They look very menacing. My God. And so now we can talk about Doc Ock himself. Let's just get the tentacles on the way and talk about the figure itself. Now, I do want to talk about the head. And the head was fully painted by me. Like, that head was painted by me. And I'm so proud of it. Like, this kind of resembles Alfred Molina. And it was inspired by a guy on social media, which I can't remember the name. But I'll look into it. And, like, my God, this is actually one of the best painted faces I have ever done. And I just love the glasses here because it's basically just gray, and I didn't want to show the black pupil, so I just used like lime green and dark, like lime green for the lenses and dark green for the pupil, like for the eyes. And it does kind of give that look that he's wearing the glasses, because I added black eyes, it would have not looked good. And he does have a painted brown hairpiece as well. You can see that right there. Pretty neat. Now, I think something you do want to know is that on how the tentacles attach to the figure. So, if I can just remove the head and arms. The tentacles are connected by this Technic Pen neck brace that I basically glued on to the trench coat and use that as a way for the tentacles to connect to the figure and for the trench coat to stay on the figure. And the trench coat does have some simple painted detail around these areas. It does have the buttons, which were made out of a plant piece. And the inside is black, just for not, because it was originally white. And the trench coat was actually made out of paper, and you can see the Technic Pen back here. And also the back of this was a mess, because I originally had an idea where I would glue the Technic Pen to the trench coat, and that did not turn out well. And we can talk about the torso itself. The torso has some 3D pieces to represent the second layer of trench coat that Dr. Octopus has. I didn't want to make a second trench coat because it wouldn't just fit with this one. And you can see that painted detail on. The belt that holds the tentacles in place in the movie is kind of scuffed looking, if I'm being honest. And its legs have very simple painted detail as well. You can see that, along with the messy back. Now the arms are pretty straightforward, if I'm being honest. The arms are pretty straightforward, except the cuff design. I had to paint every single one of those lines there. He's wearing. I know he's wearing black gloves, and I tried putting black hands on these arms, and it didn't turn out right. So, yeah, sorry if this was a scuffed segment. I'm very sorry. This is my first time doing a showcase like this. I hope next time I could do better, which I am practicing. So, yeah, that's going to be it for Alfred Molina's Dr. Octopus. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I think he's one of the best live-action Spider-Man villains to date. Like, I'm not even kidding. He is one of the best live-action Spider-Man villains to date, if I'm being honest. Like, Alfred Molina embodied Dr. Octopus. Like, he is Dr. Octopus in many different ways, and I don't think I don't think there's any other actor alive right now to have a performance like Alfred Molina, and I hope his performance in No Way Home is going to be just as good as it was in Spider-Man 2. So there you go. Alfred Molina's Dr. Octopus, and it's finally time to close off this video. Okay, that's going to be it for part 1 of my Spider-Man No Way Home showcase videos. Part 2 will be with Green Goblin and will come out Christmas or maybe like later next week. I'm on holiday break for 2 weeks, which is good for me to produce these videos. So, and I'm gonna give this video time. I'm gonna upload this like at the time of recording this. I'm gonna upload this tonight because I kind of want this video like to get enough to get the views, at least get people to see it, so that tomorrow I could release my Spider-Man No Way Home review, because I'm gonna go watch it with a few friends, and I'm gonna have a great time watching this movie. I'm gonna have a great time watching it. So, that's going to be it. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell for not to miss any new videos and upcoming showcases from me, because showcases are actually going to be a common thing for me now from now on. I'm going to be making figures for things that I am excited for, like the Batman, Doctor Strange 2, the Buzz Lightyear solo movie. You're going to see figures from those movies, most likely. So, yeah, that's going to be it. Alright. This is Legomnews, signing out.